You're watching BCTV. We're all about Branford. You're watching BCTV, Branford Government Television, a service of Branford Community Television. This program is brought to you in part through the support of the town of Branford.
I'd like to call the meeting of the Board of Police Commissioners to order on Monday, November 15th at 14th?
It says 15th.
Okay.
But it's all right. Just,
It says,
Fine.
okay. Well, anyway, it's Monday. And it's 5:30. And first we have approval of the minutes from October 11th.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have the annual meeting calendar. Everybody look at it, and if there's any questions or,
Make a motion to approve it?
yeah,
I did.
okay, second.
Aye.
Okay, report of the chief.
All-
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
All right, Chief's report for tonight. As you all remember, and it was a very, very tragic event, the loss of Bristol Lieutenant DeMonte and Sergeant Hamsey. It was something that really, really shocks us and hit us hard, and certainly impacted the Bristol community, and their family and their co-workers have been in our thoughts and prayers for quite some time. A very large contingent of our officers here did go to the ceremonies to honor our two lost brothers, and we had many of the officers from our adjoining departments go with us. It was our honor to be there to pay respects to them and their ultimate sacrifice. But we won't forget them. Our motto is we'll never forget, but we will honor them and move forward by doing the right thing and uphold everything that they represented. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and the Bristol community and those officers, the men and women of that department. As we move forward into the holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, we will be increasing our DUI random patrols. These are roving patrols, officers specifically assigned to go out there and conduct motor vehicle stops for safety enforcement, as well as the detection and apprehension of those that decide to drink and drive. You've heard me say it before, it's very simple. In 2022, there is no excuse why you need to operate a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or drugs. You have rideshare, you have friends, designated driver, you have options. So as we enter into this time of the year where we see an increase in this very dangerous activity, please be mindful, do the right thing, do not drink and drive. As all of you attended last Wednesday, we had our awards night. Thank you again for all your help and your support in that event. The ceremony, I know the officers really appreciated it. We recognized our telecommunicators as well as our social worker. It's good to see all the friends and family in the audience, and overall, very, very well deserving, and it was a good time. You may see the officers are looking a little straggly with their beards. They're growing in their beards. It is our annual No Shave November, where they raise money for the Cancer Foundation. Some can grow very nice ones, others are struggling, but you will notice that is for a good cause, and we support that. But we support that during the month of November.
Only.
For that. Very traditional here and kind of stick that way. Also, coming up on the 19th of November at Big Y, it'll be our annual Give a Cop a Bird, where we accept donations for the Branford Food Pantry and the community dining room. So if you have the ability and the time, go out and donate a turkey, give a cop a bird, and it goes for a good cause.
Chief, is that all day?
It's 8 to 1.
8 to 1.
8 to 1. As far as in your monthly statistical report, you'll see basically what has been going on. One incident of interest, it was a robbery at Sapphire Fuel that was actually interrupted by one of our police officers, Officer Burkhart. He was on patrol. He saw a suspicious vehicle and a masked man that had just entered the store. He tried to stop the vehicle at first. The vehicle fled and engaged in pursuit, which time he stopped, went back, and confronted the masked man as a dispute and a robbery was ongoing. Suspect fled. Officer Burkhart gave chase. After a short foot pursuit and a struggle, they were able to take this individual into custody, who was a convicted felon from Chicago, actually. And that vehicle and his accomplices are subject of other investigations throughout the Northeast for similar criminal activities. So that's a good heads up, proactive action by Officer Burkhart. So we commend him for that. Great job. That's something definitely that we've seen an increase in the shopliftings, but just mindful, good police work. Also, under the chief's report, just a point of interest that I haven't really brought up over the past few meetings, but staffing. So we have our 2 recruits that are up in the academy right now. All indications that they're doing well. But we still have 2 other vacancies. So for our operation, we're really down 4 officers because the 2 in the academy don't have an impact on staffing for at least a year. And then we have 2 other vacancies that we're working towards filling. We interviewed a few certified candidates. One is a possibility. We're still vetting that interested party. We do have a couple more interviews with a few other certified candidates, but at that point, we're gonna have to run another recruit drive. And when I say recruit, that's just those that aren't certified. We put a lot of effort and a lot of time and, quite frankly, some money into the last process, and we were only really able to pull out 2 quality candidates. So, nationally we're seeing this, locally we're seeing this. Departments are struggling to find good qualified candidates. Myself and the deputy go over this. We talk about it all the time. We interview candidates. We look at their backgrounds. We're not going to compromise our standards just to fill spots. So just keep that in mind, that when we see some of our overtime projection or staffing in general, the 2 at the academy do nothing as far as to mitigate the shortages, and then we're down 2. So more to come on that. Another thing I have is the asset forfeiture report. Right now it stands at roughly $63,300, and nothing was expended from that account in the reporting period. And with that, I'll leave it up to the deputy to cover the new part of the chief's report now. That will be the building project moving forward.
So right now we've assembled a building committee, which will consist of Jill Marcus, myself, Lieutenant Carangelo, and Lieutenant Roach. We're awaiting appointment by the Board of Selectmen to the building committee for the purpose of the police department project. We hope that'll happen at the next meeting, the Selectmen's meeting, and that'll allow us to move forward with in conjunction with the town building committee, to review the proposals which we've received for the position of construction manager.
When is the next commission meeting? I mean, the next first selectmen's meeting?
Is this Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
So I'm not sure if we'll be on that agenda or if that meeting will be held, but if it is held, I know there's some illness, but if that is held, then we hope to maybe be appointed there. And then I think the next building committee meeting is following Monday. So, but either way, once that's resolved, we'll look at the proposals for construction manager, and at that point interview the companies that we think can do the job, and move from there. that's all I have right now for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all we have.
We're moving right along.
I just want to make a comment here on the shoplifting. Because we're on TV, I won't mention this store, but it's a Branford store, and they experience almost $500,000 a year in shoplifting items. Isn't that outrageous?
Well, they have all those things
And
at the
they
door.
don't report. They're not reporting them, but they doesn't matter. They just walk right through.
They're not reporting, you said, or they?
No, they're not.
Because I was stopped. I had something in, when I shopped there and somebody left a tag on something I bought, and I went through and it was going beep, and I thought, really? And so I went back in and I said, where? She said, there's a tag left on your clothes. So and you can't, once you get them home, you can't take them
No,
off.
there's all kinds of things you can buy on the internet now to remove those.
Well,
But I was
see it.
I was appalled when I heard that.
Yeah, and
That's
some
a
of
lot.
some of the loss prevention policies, they won't confront, they won't call us.
Right. Yeah.
And
that's
send
what
it
I
through
said.
a review process, which then 48 hours, 72 hours later, they call us and say, we'd like to report a shoplifting. And we have a grainy picture of a
Right.
sedan. So they're not allowed to contact us at the time it is occurring and the person passes the point of sale.
Is that their star
That's their
policy?
own policies. So
We're
some
probably
of
talking
our,
about the same place.
we're seeing, 2 and 3 complaints filed at the same
Yeah.
time, but they span a 7-day period.
Right.
But all in all, they are up. There's no
Yeah.
disputing that.
And it's going to get worse between now and Christmas.
Christmas, yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
definitely.
Yeah.
So, we are active in those areas. The officers are being proactive, taking deterrent runs. But again, each store has a different policy. Each store has a
Yeah.
different stance. I'm not surprised by that number. I know of others that are
Really?
much higher, triple that, in some of the bigger chain stores. And speaking with some of their loss prevention people. So we'll be out there. We'll do the best we can. And but again, some of these we're getting 2 and 3 at the same time
Yeah.
because they're
It's gonna-
holding them based on video or inventory
Yeah.
scans.
Okay.
I'd like to make a comment if I could,
Sure.
if you can understand me. In particular about the awards ceremony and the amount of work that Detective Ferris put into that
Yes.
awards
Oh,
ceremony. It was quite
What a
obvious.
great job.
From my perspective, it was the first one that I have seen, and I was very impressed. And also, the number of officers that get awards is really to be commended because they just kept coming, and it was really impressive. And the other thing is, I really appreciate the fact that the patch picked it up and listed every single officer
Yes.
that got an award, which is huge in my mind. So really appreciative from my perspective. Also, Chief, Assistant Chief, it was a great job.
And Art was, we were kind of a team. The two of us, he kept saying, okay, but he knew the officers. So he said, okay, Copes is first, and then we had it going, and so that's, it was a great night. It really was. And all the women that, it seemed like anyone that answered the phone here got an award.
Well, yeah, and it's really important that we recognize them because
Yes.
they are
Yeah.
the first point of contact,
Exactly.
and they really
Definitely.
set the tone. And in particular, with some of the bigger calls, the crisis, they really are our eyes and ears in that response time. So they did a fantastic job on many of those cases. We can't do what we do without them. And I think that they did enjoy to be up front
Yes.
and center.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
But we do appreciate everything they do. And I will say, that is a very difficult job.
Yes.
That is not an easy job.
I know.
They're managing, multitasking. They get to hear on the phone some of the tougher things we see and deal with. They're listening to it firsthand on the phone. And it stays with them just as much as it stays with us. So we're always trying to find ways to make sure they get recognized.
Oh,
Well,
But that is a very tough job. Very tough job.
I think sometimes you have that account, conventions, and I think maybe once every 6 months, you should send them all out to lunch or just. Well,
I'd have to refer you to the finance department on that one.
Yeah.
you know, or buy lunch and bring it in. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But anyway, okay, moving along.
That's it.
Okay,
Report of the chair.
report of the chair. The chair has no report, except we do have an executive session coming up. And the chief has a few things to
I
go
think
over.
we can move
Move.
if we're
Right.
ready to go.
Yep.
We need a motion for that?
Yep.
Do we not? I'll make a motion that we move to executive
I'll
session.
second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, we came out of executive session, no votes were taken, 5:54. And at this point, we can just go along.
We have to clarify
So
the
that
date.
clarify the agenda.
This is the 14th, not the 15th. So it was a mistake on the calendar.
It was a typo.
Yeah.
It was first printed, so it-
Right. Okay, okay, the Tippecanoe,
No,
No,
I think we're good. Motion is adjourned.
right, yeah. I'll
Right.
make a motion to adjourn.
okay,
Second.
second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're adjourned at
5:59.
59.
This program was brought to you in part through the support of the Town of Branford. Watch town meetings and other videos on demand at BranfordTV.org.